What if every Monday morning, before you even open your laptop, an AI agent has already pulled your Shopify analytics, reviewed your Microsoft Clarity session data, identified the 3 biggest conversion leaks on your store from the past 7 days, and then dropped a prioritized fixed list into a Google Doc just waiting for you, right? No prompting, no copy and pasting, no watching session recordings for yourself. That's what we're gonna build today. And once you set this thing up, it runs every single week without you doing anything. Now, if we haven't met, I'm Christian Pignon, the co-founder of Bit Branding. We've worked with over 800 clothing brand owners on their Shopify stores through our agency and our membership program. The biggest patterns we see with store owners isn't a lack of effort, it's a lack of consistency. So they know they should be looking at conversion data weekly. They never do. So today I'm going to show you how to remove yourself from that loop entirely using Claude Coworker and scheduled tasks. And by the end of this video, you'll have an automated CRO assistant working for you 24/7. Now, let me give you a quick little overview of the system before we actually build it. We're going to set up 3 things. One, it's going to be Microsoft Clarity on your Shopify store. This is a free tool that records visitors' sessions and actually gives you what are the friction points that are happening. 2, we're going to set up Claude Coworker. This is Claude desktop agent that can read files, browse data, and produce deliverables on its own. And 3, we're going to schedule a task inside of Claude Coworker that runs every Monday morning and produces that CRO report for you automatically. The whole thing will take about 20-30 minutes to set up one time, and then it just runs forever until you run out of credits, which could be a real thing. So let's get on to step 1, which is installing Microsoft Clarity. All right, so first things first, we need data. So what we're going to do is install Microsoft Clarity. This is free. You may see some older videos where you have to go through clarity.microsoft.com. We're not going to do that. They've made a new connection directly as an app. So all we have to do is under your apps, just search for Microsoft Clarity. Make sure it's this one. There may have been 2 of them at some point in here. The other one wasn't. The actual developer was Microsoft. So just make sure that the developer says Microsoft Clarity. And it's this one with the blue triangle. And then really it's just as easy now to just install it. Before we had to do like a little bit of custom code and some things here in the back end, but now they've made it super easy for you to do this. So let me first install it here and then walk you through this. So this right here, it's a brand new thing. I would say don't necessarily install this. I don't think we necessarily need this right now. It's essentially like a chat option on your store. It could be beneficial depending on who it is and maybe something worth testing. But for the purpose of this video, really, we just want the Clarity only. If you want to try those brand agents, again, it's kind of like a chat. So if you already have a chat, this would be kind of like another floating button there at the bottom of your site. You can always go back and add that into Clarity if you want to test that out. But for now, we're just going to do that. And then this is going to basically let you know that, yeah, Clarity is pre-installed. You have your project ID. And then you just need to confirm it via email. So they're going to send a confirmation email. And you just have to click on it to accept. Now, once you confirm, you won't see any data just yet. You'll probably want to give it a good 48 hours to actually collect some data. And if you got some decent traffic, then you'll have hopefully a few hundred session recordings to actually work with and start looking into right within here. But as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. They have their own dashboard with some analytics. Up here, they have the recordings, so you can go individually look at some of the actual recordings. They have heat maps and then some of the settings. What I will say here in the settings, if you're installing Clarity for the very first time, is get rid of yourself. Do a little bit of IP blocking and make sure that you click on this block IP address. Put your name and then do block my current IP address. That way you yourself and your computer don't get tracked. And anyone on your team don't get tracked. So you won't be analyzing your own videos in here. Now step 2, we're gonna set up Claude Coworker. This is the part that does the heavy lifting. All right, so to set it up, as you can see here inside of just the Claude regular chat, you won't see Claude Coworker. So you'll want to go to claude.ai/downloads. And in here, you will have the option to download to your desktop. And once you download to your desktop, that's where you will have this app. And as you can see, you can toggle between chat, between code, and then between co-work. So that's really what we want to do here. So we'll do co-work, and then the next thing, after you fully install this, you want to log in, make sure that you're logged into your Claude account. And then here within co-work, what I would suggest to do is just do a folder. So under projects, you can do a folder. So new project, we'll do start from scratch. This would be, I would probably call this CRO reports. We'll do that. And this is where we'll actually have the report. So for now, we'll leave this instructions blank, and there's no files for now. And obviously, like this would be the location that you would want this on your computer. So I'm just gonna leave that one by default there. And really what we'll do here within the project is each Sunday night, we're gonna export our Microsoft Clarity Insights as a CSV, drop it into our CRO reports folder, and then Cowork will essentially read this files and schedule some tasks for us. So what we want to do here next, if you haven't done this before, is essentially connect the Microsoft Clarity data. So what we'll do is we'll go here, we'll click on settings, and then we'll go to connectors, which, okay, yeah, they've moved it to the customize tab. Let me see where that is. If we go back. Okay, so yeah, new place actually. It will be under this customize. So inside of your Cowork tab, you can click on customize. And then, yeah, here we have our actual connectors. And then really what we want to do here is connect our Microsoft Clarity. This would be a desktop connection. I already have this one included in here. But really all you have to do is click here on the plus and then click on Browse Connectors and then look for Microsoft Clarity. And you'll see the process for doing this. It's actually pretty straightforward. It will make you essentially log in and now you have it ready. I would also recommend, like, whatever tools that you use, just go ahead and connect them in here. You never know what you're going to be able to do. Even things like, read and write Apple Notes and all that. But again, for the purpose of this video, really we want Microsoft Clarity connected in here. I think Shopify, it's a new one. So that would be a great one to include it within here. Now all we have to do is really schedule this as a task. So let's go ahead and do that.
All right, so in the previous step, we actually talked about potentially connecting Shopify, but I want you to connect Shopify as well. So it can actually cross-reference the data and give you a deeper report. And again, connecting those is pretty straightforward. You go to that customize, you find the app, both Shopify and Microsoft Clarity, and get it installed. Now, going back to our project, let me walk you through what you want to do for instructions and then the actual scheduling of it, and kind of like a little bit of a test that I did. So you want to follow some of these steps. So on the instructions, you just want to put this: you're a senior Shopify CRO consultant working for, and then you put your company name and then what you sell. Essentially, you say maybe you're Jim Sandals and you sell clothing sandals for men. The audience for this report is the store owner, right, at a level that assumes Shopify familiarity, but no CRO expertise. Be direct, no fluff, no hedging. This is important just to kind of get exactly what we want out of these reports. And then what I want you to do next, after typing this into the main instructions, is go into the schedule and then add a new one. I just call this one just like my weekly CRO report. And then I'll show you some of the things that I added here in the description and then the actual full prompt on what to do. I also gave it full access to act without asking. That way, when this scheduled task happens, I don't have to be in front of a computer to let it, allow it to do the next thing that it needs to do. And then I also, just to let you know, like I left it as the default model, which is going to do the Sonnet 4.6, which is also going to use a little bit less credits for you. And then frequency, this is where you actually set up when it's actually going to happen. So I would definitely do weekly. I think at the start of this video, we talked about, doing it 8 a.m. On Mondays, just looking at the past 7-day data. So let me show you what this looks like. Again, the instructions in here: every Monday, 8 a.m., complete the following workflow. I want you to read the latest Microsoft Clarity data, identify the top 5 friction points based on rich clicks, dead clicks, excessive scrolling, and quickbacks. These are like the main metrics that Microsoft Clarity actually tracks. And then again, cross-reference with that conversion rate by device, source, and landing page from Shopify data. Prioritize the findings, and then give me a fix basically for each of these things. Also, I want you to write an executive summary on all of that. Again, these are some of the other details, but this right here I'll have into an actual doc, so you can kind of see what that looks like. And then after you put all this in here, what I would say, I suggest just do a run now, do an actual test, so you can actually run it. And there may be some things that you'll see inside of there that I will ask for permissions, and some things that if you've never done anything with Claude before, that you want to make sure that you essentially just allow in order for that to happen. After running it, you'll see it will give you a little bit of a summary in here, but really what we're after is this actual full report doc that has all the information that we need, and the executive summary that you will get every single Monday on this. I guess question right now is every Monday overkill? It depends. It truly depends on your traffic. Like if you're just starting out, you're not getting a whole lot of traffic, every 7 days may be a little bit overkill. So you could probably extend that to maybe 2 weeks, maybe every 3 weeks or something like that. You'll very quickly, I would say, like if you do it every week, you'll very quickly start to see like, okay, I'm starting to see some of the same top 5 friction points over and over. So you'll want to keep an eye on this, because that frequency is something that you'll probably want to change depending on how much traffic you're getting. I mean, stores that are getting 10,000 visitors per month or more, like this just it makes a lot of sense to do it weekly like this. Just schedule it, and everything in here will be ready for you to review. And actually, like a lot of the things that it's calling out for us are like right on point, man. These are just great things, and I think the fact that it pulls both the data from Microsoft Clarity and Shopify Analytics, it truly gets a full picture of what this should look like. As a just really good comprehensive report overall. I think that's it for the scheduling part. Obviously, with it also gave us a just executive summary that it's in a TXT file. So this is a little bit maybe uglier, but it's just kind of more straight to the point. Just kind of giving you the bullet points in here. It's a very quick, I would say, type of document with any of the bells and whistles.
Now, if you watch all that and you're thinking, this sounds great, but I'd rather have your team set this up for my store, that's literally a service that we offer. We'll set up your Microsoft Clarity, build the workflow, write the prompts, schedule the tasks, train your team how to do all this. Now, if you're interested in this, you can always book a strategy call with us, link in the description below. We'll look at your store. We'll tell you what's working. We'll tell you what's not.
Now, a quick note. There is a possibility of getting this report essentially outside of your computer and into, let's say, like you have a team and you're using Slack or using ClickUp. Any of these tools, like you could potentially get these and create actual tasks and get into that next step. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments, and we'll make a part 2 of this with a way more extensive scheduled task, and potentially a second sort of scheduled task that looks for that report, analyzes it, creates a task, assigns the right people. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Also, just a quick little note too here. The 8 a.m. weekly on Monday is peak hours. So if you're concerned about the limits and all that, I would say try to do a different time. Maybe it's like a Thursday afternoon or something like that, where it uses a little bit less credits. and you can actually push that for a little bit longer.
Now, I want to learn from you. What is I want you to drop a comment down below. What is a task in your business that you would like to hand off to a co-work agent, essentially, or a co-work task or a scheduled task? I read every comment, and obviously, if this helped, please click the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next AI video.